This video H9, story problems for mixed numbers. So we have a chart with some weights on it, and we want to know how much more does stretch weigh than boots. So immediately I see much more minus. We got stretch and boots. Here's stretch, so we got 9 minus boots, 6 and 5/8. To me, one of the easiest ways to do this one is by picture. So I'm going to start with 9 whole pies. Now I'm not even cutting them up right now. And I see I'm going to be getting rid of 6 of them right here. So I'm getting rid of 6 whole ones. So there's 6 whole ones gone. And then I need to get rid of 5/8. So I am going to take one of the pies and cut it into eighths. And then I'm going to use the red for what I do not want. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And then all I need to do is count what's left. So I have 1, 2 whole pies left. And this one has 1, 2, 3 out of 8. So my answer would be 2 3/8 ounces. How much more does puddle weigh than wags? Again, we got much more minus. Puddles is 4 1/4 ounces. Wags is 3 2/3 ounces. I can't subtract right now because they do not have the same denominator. So I need to change them both to improper fractions. So I know this is going to be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. So 4 1/4 is really 17 fourths. This one's going to be in thirds. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So I got 17 fourths minus 11 thirds. I need to find the LCM, the least common multiple, to get my denominator. So if I count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Count by 4s, 4, 8, 12. And right there I see I want to change them both to 12s. So what do I have to do to this one to get 12s? 4 times 3. So I'm going to take the 17 times 3, which ends up being 51. So I got 51 twelfths here. Over here, I also want to get it to 12ths. So I'm taking it times 4. So I'm going to take the 4 times 11, which equals 44 twelfths. So here are my two new fractions. 51 twelfths. Remember, it's minus 44 twelfths. 51 minus 44. Do some borrowing. 7. So it just equals 7 twelfths ounces. How much do wags and boots weigh together? I see the word together, which tells me that I'm going to be adding. I need wags, 3 2/3. Boots, 6 5/8. Can't add them because they do not have the same denominator. So I'm going to change them both to improper fractions. We got thirds. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11 thirds. This one's going to be an eighth. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 5 gets me to 53 eighths. And we are adding. I'm looking for an LCM of 3 and 8. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8, 16, 24. Do not have one yet. Since my 3 side is lower right now, I'm going to keep going with it. 18, 21, 24. Oh, there we go. I'm going to change them both to 24ths. So what do I need to take this 3 times to get to a 24? Times 8, which means I'm going to take the 11 times 8. So on this side we have 88 24ths. Over here to get to 24ths, I'm going to take it times 3. And 3 times 53 gives me 159 24ths. I know there's some people out there going, those are some really big numbers, Mr. Kramer. It's all right. I'm going to add up my numerators, 159 plus 88. And I'm at 247 divided by 24, because 247 24ths. So I'll do my division. No times into 2. It's not as bad as what you think it's going to be, though, because how many 24s in 24? 1. Got 0, bring down my 7. 24s and 7 is going to be 0. So my remainder is 7, so it equals 10 and 7 24ths. How much do puddles and boots weigh together. So again, we got adding going on. Puddles is 4 1/4 ounces. Boots is 6 5/8 ounces. Can't add them because they don't have the same denominator. Let's change them to improper fractions. Got 17/4. Change this one to an improper fraction. 53/8 again. Looking for an LCM for a 12/16. 8/16. Oh, it's just going to be 8. So I'm not going to need to change the 53/8. It's already okay for me. So I just want to change my fourths to get me to an 8. So that's going to be times 2. 17 times 2 is 34. So I have 34/8 plus 53/8 equals 87/8. Again, it looks bad, but the division's not going to be that bad at all. 8 goes into 8 one time. Bring down my 7. There are no 8s in 7. Remainder 7 again. Was 10 and 7/8. What is the area of the wall? Well, area equals width times length. So I'm going to be taking 12 1/2 times 6 3/4. First thing I need to do is change them both to improper fractions. So this one's going to be in halves. 12 times 2 is 24, plus 1 is 25, so I got 25 halves. Times over here, it's going to be in fourths. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 3 is 27. 27 fourths. To multiply fractions, I do top times top and bottom times bottom. They do not have to have the same denominator. I think I'm going to start with the denominator because I can do 2 times 4 in my head. 25 times 27. 35, carry my 3, 10, 3, 13. Marco Polo, 2 times 7 is 14, carry my 1, 4, 5. Add them up. 675/8. So I'm going to take 675 divided by 8. No times into the 6. Into 67. How many 8s? 8 times 8. Stuck in the door. 8 times 8 is 64. Bring down my 5. 8s and 35 would be 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Subtract, I get a 3. So my answer would be 84 and 3/8. Just to double check kind of fast to see if you're somewhere in a reasonable ballpark, I'm going to get rid of the fraction part and just go 12 times 6, which gets me 72. 84 is somewhat close to 72 because if both of these numbers would have went up, if I would have rounded them both up, like if I would take the 12 1/2 up to 13 and the 6 3/4 up to 7, that would get me to 91. So my answer should be somewhere between 72 and 91, and that's where we're at. A can of paint covers 10 square feet. How many cans of paint will you need to paint the whole wall? Okay, this is the same wall, so I'm going to go back here and get my answer, which was 84 and 3/8 square feet. So this was 84 and 3/8. So now it wants to know, a can of paint covers 10 square feet. How many cans of paint will you need to cover the whole wall? Well, I'm looking for a number that gets me close to 84. So if I get 8 cans of paint, that would be 8 times 10 is 80. Would that cover the whole wall? No, because I still got 4 and 3/8. So I'm going to go up another number, buy another can of paint, and now I'm at 90. 90 square feet. Would that cover the wall? Yeah, so I need 9 cans of paint. Zippy ran around the block about 5 times. How far did Zippy run in all? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, figure out how much one block is. And he's going all the way around, so this side is also 3/5, and this side is 3/5. So let's just start by adding 3/5 plus 3/5 plus 3/5. 3, 6, 9, 12 on the top. Denominators don't do diddly, so I'm at 12/5. And he's going to run around it 5 times. So I'm going to take the 12/5 times 5, which means I got to put a 1 under there. 12 times 5 is 60. 5 times 1 is 5. And I'm just going to divide it out. How many 5s in 60 goes one time? Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 0. How many 5s in 10? There's 2. No remainder, so it's exactly 12 miles. What's the area of the flower bed? Okay, remember area E is the inside, so it's width times length. We got 8 times 4 and 2/3. I'm going to change them both to improper fractions. First one's really easy to do because 8 is just 8 over 1. 4 and 2/3 is going to end up in thirds. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Multiplied, top times top, so I got 8 times 14, 32, carry my 3, 112, over 1 times 3 is 3. Change it back to a mixed number. There are no 3's in 1. 3's in 11 would be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. I get a 2, bring down my other 2. 3's in 22 is 7, which is 21. So it equals 37 and 1/3 square feet. And the last one, what is the perimeter of the flower bed? Perimeter means the distance all the way around. So I need to label each side. So this is also 4 and 2/3, and this is also 8. Okay. Since I need to add all these numbers together, I'm going to go like this and add 8 plus 8. I know that's 16. I'm going to add just the whole number part here. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then I've still got a 2/3 plus 2/3. 2/3 plus 2/3 gives me 4/3. So if I add my 16 and 8 together, I'm at 24. So really I have 24 plus 4/3. 4/3 is an improper fraction, so what if I divide it out here? How many 3's in 4? 1. Remainder 1. So 4/3 is really 1 and 1/3. And if I take 24 plus 1 and 1/3, I'm going to get 25 and 1/3 feet.